What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another Water Change Wednesday here at H2O Plants. Today is pretty much the day before Thanksgiving. I want to just remind everybody of our sale that's going to be going on Black Friday, or what we're calling as Green Friday. And also, we're going to do some aquascaping in this vase. And it's going to be a little bit, Hey! Doggies, why? They were fine before I started going live. They were fine. And then Hey! Stop it! You know what? Hey! Stop it! Stop it! So yeah. So let me just share this out on Facebook. If you're not familiar, we are streaming on Instagram as well. So if you don't follow us there and you're just catching us on YouTube, be sure to head on over there and join us there. Jenna is on the chat. What's up, Jenna? Let's see, there was a question that came in on Instagram. Can you tell us about Joey visit? Nope, can't tell you anything to do with that. That's secret. You'll find out soon enough, though. Honey, stop. Oh my god, with the squeaky toys. What's another good bomb-proof plant that, like hornwort, that takes over the tank? Anacris is pretty good. Water spray is a good one. They're excited about the sale, too. They are. Susie Q got the plants today. Awesome, Susie. I'm glad to hear it. Hi, Mary Beth. Welcome, Neon. How's it going? Happy pre-Thanksgiving, Justin and everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I really hope that everybody has a wonderful Thanksgiving that's watching this. And hopefully you get some awesome Black Friday deals as well. I know I'm going to be scouring the interwebs tomorrow. We're actually hosting, so there's going to be a huge thing going on tomorrow. Evolving says, sorry to hear about your fish. Well, thank you, Evolving. I appreciate it. If you're not familiar, we uploaded a video on Sunday about how I killed all my fish. Really sucks the amount of people that you know, were like just, you know, overwhelmingly supportive. It was awesome to see. So yeah. Chronicle says, having a horrible meltback on my plant pack, but excited about the plants. Chronicle, just message me if you want. Well, you could send me some pictures. I'll take a look at it. Sometimes that's normal. The sores do come in immerse grown, so you will lose all the actual leaves, but eventually they'll come back. So all of my crypts in my tank randomly died, like completely died. Is that normal? If they completely died and they just didn't go into their dormant phase, that's possible. That I mean, it could be a flux in water parameters, but it's yeah, I don't know. Sometimes they go through this, they're like a seasonal plant where they'll be fine and then all of a sudden they'll have massive melt and then they'll come back. So that is not something that, if they all died, that's really weird. So I would look into that a bit more. So yeah, so let's just touch real quick. I just want to get out of the way the Black Friday sales, just for all those joining that may not know about it. We've had a kind of an increase in followers and Instagram follows and subscribers on YouTube and Facebook. So everywhere, I just want to let you guys know, starting 12:01 a.m. Friday morning, essentially. So as soon as the clock turns over on midnight Eastern time, there will be up to 50% off available on the sale or on the site. Look at the website for the codes. The codes have a limited number of uses. I may actually tweak them a bit, add a couple more. So just stay on the lookout. Make sure you have your cart planned out, because you know, people are going to be checking out, and there's no rain checks. Whatever I have on the site is whatever I have essentially for the sale. So if I'm missing a plant, I can't, you know, there's not going to be any way for me to say, oh yeah, I'll give you 50% off, and I don't have that plant, and it may be, you know, 3 weeks before I have that plant. So we're just doing it solely what's on the website. So if there's a plant that you want, make sure you try and get it before it sells out, because they're going to probably sell very quickly. Other than that, that's pretty much the sale in a nutshell. The 20% off lasts all month long, so you could still get 20% off, but if you want a higher discount, you really have to like be up at 12:01 to take a look at it. Are you going to be eating a vegan turkey? Actually, I'm cooking the turkey. I am a vegetarian. I don't eat meat, but I used to eat meat, and I know how to cook turkey very well, and I know how to cook, well, I know just how to cook in general very well. So I wanted to, nobody else really makes a turkey quite as good as I do, so I volunteered because it's going to be eaten anyway, and at least if it's going to be eaten, let it be eaten in a very well tasting manner. So yeah, very, very interesting that I'm cooking the turkey. Oh, somebody said their crypts went dormant and somebody tossed the bulbs after they took them out of their tank. That sucks. Can you trim jungle valve without it dying? So you could trim jungle valve, but when you trim the leaf, it actually damages it, so that leaf will eventually die. Is this sale good through Saturday? Am I seeing all sites offering great deals, but I won't have money until Friday late? So the sale is good all weekend long, but the codes are limited usages. I'm guessing the 50% offs are going to go very quick because there are only 5 of them. There's some 30% off, and then there's some 25% off. I think I may increase the 30 and the 25%, so you get a bit. So there's a bit more codes out there. But I'm guessing the majority of those will be gone within the first hour or so. So. What's up, Aquascape Land? Show your aquariums. Got my aquariums right there. The webcam isn't that portable, plus it messes up the stream, so I'm just not going to touch it. But if you want to check out our aquariums, you can go on Instagram and Facebook, and we post all of that there, as well as previous YouTube videos. What is a low to no CO2 plant that grows quickly? Well, we actually... Oh, and let me just touch on this, too, before we start scaping this vase. I added a bunch of plants to the website. We've been having a lot of people asking about stem plants that I don't have in stock because they take forever to regrow. As you know, for the past 15 months, all we've sold for stem plants are stem plants that I've grown. So a lot of places, they sell them from the nurseries that come immersed, which means mostly they're going to melt back a lot. You're going to lose pretty much all the existing growth there, but new growth will eventually pop up. So my logic was, I'll grow them out for people, but now we have such a high demand that I can't keep up with it, so I'm selling certain plants as immerse grown, and this is just an example of one of the plants that we're actually going to be using here today. Oh, and there's freaking duckweed. You go to hell, duckweed. Try not to get any duckweed in this vase, but that's probably not going to happen. So this is like a Ludwigia. It's been in the tank for a couple days, so it actually is transitioning very well, but I'm not going to allow it to transition fully. Basically, it's up on the website. You can buy it and finish off the transition in your tank. And that's just because these are usually easy enough that somebody can put them in their tank and they'll be fine. It's just, I wanted to make sure that, like, you had the best way possible of the stems. But when it comes down to it, if somebody's looking for Ludwigia and I'm like, oh, well, it's going to be another 3 weeks before I have any ready. And they're like, well, I need it now. I needed another option for them, and telling them we gotta wait 3 weeks is not good because they're just gonna go and buy it from somebody else. So now there's an option. Yes, it's grown immersed. It's clearly labeled that it's immersed, so if that's not something you want, then you don't have to buy it. But if it is something that you're looking for, as well as like other plants, so I have like Creeping Jenny, Mint Charlie, other Ludwigias, Anacris, 2 types of Anacris, some high grows that people have been asking me for. So yeah, that's pretty much it on that. Let me jump in on some of the questions real quick. I live off chocolate milk. I could never be a vegan. How long will the sale last for? So the 20% off is good to the end of the month. All the other codes that are listed on the website's homepage are only good until basically Monday night. So that's when they expire. Because I can't get them shipped this week because I'm in LA. You can, if you want to order and just put in the notes, ship on whatever date. So I only ship Mondays and Wednesdays, so tell me you want me to ship it on a Monday or a Wednesday of the following week or whenever, and I'll ship it then. So you can order, and don't worry, I'll hold it for you. That's not a problem. What causes rhizome rot in Anubis? So occasionally, and this is actually quite a common question that I get often. Sometimes Anubis, it's just like maybe 5% of all Anubis that I bring in, and I'm sure this is across the board, that the rhizomes eventually start to melt a little bit or get rhizome rot. I'm not exactly sure what it is. It could be a difference in pH. It could be just a fungus, something attacking it. So it's tricky to tell. But if you did get an Anubis from me and you notice the rhizome rot pretty much within a week or so, message me. I'll replace that. It's not a problem. So yeah, what's up? Let's Get It Fitness, how's it going? What's up, Evan? Is everything 50% off? No. Hardscapes packages are not 50% off, but wood is 50% off. Plants are 50% off with the codes. Like, all the codes will apply to these things. Wood, plants, fertilizers, and root tabs, plant anchors, and I think that's it. So just those items. The only thing that's not going to be on sale with those codes that are listed on the website are the hardscapes. The hardscapes are already marked down though, so you can buy those, and they're essentially discounted already, and you get a gift card with all of them too. Each one is different. So Sashimi Whiskey dropping a $2 super chat. Thank you, Jimmy. $2 holla. We actually, me and Jimmy hung out at the Aquatic Experience, which I have a whole video on them, but since everybody uploaded their videos on the Aquatic Experience, I chose not to upload mine yet. I figured give it a couple weeks, I'll upload mine. Plus I have a different way that I want to do it, and it's going to require a little more editing work. So thank you so much for the super chat, Jimmy. Really appreciate it. I actually haven't seen a super chat in a while, so that's nice. Thanks, Jimmy. I'm going to go buy myself I don't know, something from Taco Bell probably. What's going on, Mark? I see Creeping Jenny at Lowe's for $1. Can I put it in my tank and will it transition? It will, yeah, it just takes some time. So do the codes stack? The codes do not stack. It's one code per order. So how can I get Crypt Parva to not get covered in algae under medium highish light? And CO2 is not an option. So it depends on the algae that's growing on it. If it's like green spot, you're going to need to probably get an algae eater, because that's inevitable. Either reduce the amount of time that your light is on, or reduce the intensity if it has a dimmer. So, and are all the discount codes on the website, or how would I know what the codes are? They are all on the main page. As soon as you go to h2oplants.com, all the codes is at the very top of the page. It lists everything that they are. They just do not become active until 11 or 12:01 a.m. Eastern time on 11/24, which is Friday morning. So that's when they'll become active. You'll get uses out of them. I'm probably going to increase the 30 and 25% offs though, so more people can enjoy that sale. A smart man, wish we waited too. Oh, with the $3 super chat, now you can get a $5 taco box. Taco box. I actually really like the, I don't know if it's available anywhere. I didn't even know they had it until like I moved to New Jersey here. But they had spicy potato tacos, and since I'm a vegetarian, I love those. Those are delicious. But let's see, I'm buying everything. Thanks, Justin. Oh, Evolving, thank you so much for the super chat as well. I guess when you mentioned super chats, then people are like, oh, wait, let me... But thank you so much. You guys don't have to, but thank you. Jimmy is the richest. What's up, Justin? Just finished putting plants you sent me this weekend in the 55. Now you making me get more plants. Let me see. I like your shirt. Thank you. I actually really like the shirt, too. It's a light bulb with a tree in it that says electrified or something like that at the bottom. I can't read it upside down. Should you float Ludwigia stems until roots form, or can you put them right? It's really like, if you float them, they'll develop roots faster. If you plant them, they'll be fine, but they're just going to take a slightly longer to develop roots. But you'll wind up, what'll happen is if you float them, the stems are going to get bent and weird, because they're going to try growing up towards the light, and it's just going to be weird. He does that. I'm putting together a UNS 5N with very high light but no CO2. I understand that most carpet plants need CO2, but what plant could possibly work as a decent carpet plant under those circumstances? So the 5N is a very small tank, so it's going to have significantly high light. That will almost compensate for almost any carpeting plant that needs CO2. When you have such a small volume of water and such a small like height of water, like this tank right here, this is a little vase here. If I put anything over this, so this would essentially be highlight, and it could grow anything. What I'm doing with this is actually a bit different. It's actually inspired by a Instagrammer, Shrimpery. If any of you guys know him, he has this amazing immersed setup tank that I'm just like, oh my god, that thing's beautiful. And I've been wanting to try different things out, so I'm actually going to be making this an immersed setup today. So crazy vegetarian and sells plants, yeah. Is your bleach way to clean new plants safe for moss? Also, no. So it clearly states in the instructions, not safe for moss, not safe for bulb plants, and I think there's another plant there that says not, like valves. Don't do those. So the best thing that you could do for moss is kind of go through it. If you have like a, see, moss can essentially live if you like have a little container of water, put it in a little container of water, put it in your windowsill, it'd be fine, and you could see if there's going to be any like snails or anything that you may not want in your tank. But yeah, there's really no way to properly clean moss, unfortunately. Jesus, the questions are coming in. I want to get to escaping tank, but I like answering the question because that's the most important thing. Let's see, there are some questions here on Instagram. I'm going to take those questions real quick. Go through here. Sorry guys, I know like you guys are typing a bunch. We're on YouTube. Let's see. So AquaLove333 wants to know what is a low to no CO2 plant that grows quickly. For background, midground, foreground, what are you looking at? What's up? My Java fern is finally reproducing, but I'm looking for others. Anubis, Boost, they're all nice. I just had to total my car. Why do all the good sales have? Aw. Sorry, Adventure. You guys sell African water fern? Those easy to care for? So if you're referring to water sprite, yes, I believe that's what you're referring to as African water fern. Subdue, what's going on? Should you float Ludwigi stems? Oh, wait, we already answered that question. I guess you went on YouTube. Rob says, love your videos. Thank you. I keep getting disconnected. Go to YouTube. Just watched your sad dead fish video. Aw, thank you, Emma. Let's see. Can't you overplant your tank to take care of algae as well? You can, to some degree. Hey bud, was wondering your take on getting rid of diatoms. Either lessen your light cycle or lower your intensity. Usually is the way. No stuffing the turkey live? No stuffing the turkey live. The turkey's already being prepared. It is in a shave your beard, never. The turkey's actually already in the brine. So, oh god, more questions. You guys are typing up a storm. Alright, let me see if I can get to these. I'm in debt to my parents. I bought too many aquarium stuff. They won't let me order until I'm out of debt, but they pay me after I finish a book. So today I'm gonna read the whole time. Damn. I like beard, so that, or weed. I don't know what that means, so that's good to me. Is Creeping Jenny a stem plant? Does it need CO2? Does it need highlight? Nope, it doesn't need highlight. It doesn't need CO2, and it is a stem plant. Yes. How do I get an Anacris to grow out other than up? I want it to be bushier. Keep trimming. I have a question. I want to build wooden racks for 20-gallon tanks, but is that too tall? Most racks usually have for 4 20-gallon talls. If you have enough space, yeah, you could go high. I mean, just keep enough space. Like I actually probably did a little too much space in between each tank on my rack behind me. I could have probably dropped it another 6 inches and lowered the top tank 6 inches. But it works for me. I like having the overhead room to just really get in there and clean stuff out. You don't have to strain as much. I've had Bacopa grown out of the water. It was really cool. What's up, Chris? Mary Beth, I'll check it out on Friday. Fish Freaks Plus, what's up? I'll be back later. Brian says good plants that can be kept at 86 degrees discus tank. I'd look at Anubis, a Java fern first, see how those do, and then, yeah. So only 5 people can use the 50% off code. Yes, so that's correct. Only, it's like a doorbuster type thing. 50% off to the first 5 customers that use the code. After that, the code is not available, essentially. My Amazon sword has runners. Should I cut them or replant them? I would leave them. Turkey in brine is truly a chef move. That it is. That it is. I'm telling you. I know how to cook my meat, even though I'm a vegetarian. Can I put more than one review on a plant, like maybe an update on it? Yeah, I think so. You should be able to. Or either that or you might be able to edit your review. Can I keep shrimp with discus? If it's planted enough, I'm sure it could. It's not water change Wednesday without the dog squeaking. That's true. Maybe he can get a monster fish one day. I actually really like small fish. I'm not a fan of monster fish. Like, they're cool and everything, but I like the nano fish. All right, so let's start escaping this vase. We've waited long enough. So this was a vase that we had sitting in our windowsill, and I'm actually going to adjust the camera down so you guys can see what I'm doing. It's got sand on the side. It was white sand in here. We planted it. It was sitting in the windowsill. I think it didn't get enough light, and all the plants essentially died that we put in here. Actually, Margaret really wanted to put very difficult plants in here, and it didn't work out well because they were all plants that needed significantly more light. So, and because these have no light other than window light, yeah. Switched over to IG. Switched over from IG. Brian's in the house. Brian actually has, he sent me some photos of his tanks that are really cool. We're going to be posting those on Instagram later. If you guys didn't know, we post daily content on Instagram. Like I post like anywhere between 2 and 4 pictures a day of different types of tanks. Soon it'll be fish and stuff like that. So you'll be seeing a wide variety of things. So if you want to ever check us out, you know, on the daily, and you're only watching us on YouTube, make sure you go head on over there. Alright, so I'm not too much worried about what this aquascape looks from the side. It's more about what it's going to look like when it's growing out the top of the tank, or the vase here. So I'm just going to put in enough sand here to keep plants down. And see, the center is actually like indented, so the center I could go down really low, and there's actually a rock in here that I forgot to remove. I'm gonna take that rock out. Now I have sand all over my hands. Okay. What's up? I made it to this live stream. What's up, Killer Shark? How's it going? Alright, so I can't tell if this, yeah, I'm gonna have to I need, hold on. I need this, and this'll do. It's got the white residue buildup on the glass, so I'm going to use a toothbrush real quick to clean it off because it's bothering me. The best multi-tool you can use in your fish room is an old toothbrush. So many uses. Using hardscape or just plants? I think just plants. We're going to see how it looks, because essentially I want it to overgrow and kind of be like a self-sustaining bouquet of plants, essentially, to the point where I don't got to do anything. It's not really about what's inside it, it's about what's growing out the top, essentially. But we'll see. We may change that once I get things planted and see if I should add in any kind of hardscape. But I really wanted to try an immerse setup. This is more for experimental purposes, but what are you up to? We're going to escape this vase here. We're going to be doing an immersed vase here to see how these plants do. Okay. Is that on the outside? No, that's not on the outside. Wonder if I should get in there with some vinegar to take some of this off. It's not terrible. We'll make it work. So, what do I have here? We're going to be using some giant hair grass. A couple nodes of these. This was actually already grown immersed out of the tank that it was in. I'm actually going to plant this in the middle. The tips are actually already coming out of the tank where it was, so it's already good to go. Late, what's 50% off? Well, the whole website minus Signature Scapes will be up to 50% off with the code. The code's going to have 5 uses. All the codes are on the website, so be sure to check out the homepage. It'll be right there when you first go to h2oplants.com. And yeah, you can take a look at it. So next I got some, this is Creeping Jenny Golden. So there's two types of Creeping Jenny. One that's more of a goldeny color, hence the name. And the other one is more of a darker green. Well, off to do a water change later, Brian. Wink, wink. How about some free plants? Well, for the Black Friday sale, I was thinking about it. I may still change the sale up a bit. I may do some other things. Or I might do... It all depends on my schedule. I was thinking about doing something where, like, every hour on the hour, new plants will... There might be, like, a one plant for free kind of thing. But I haven't exactly figured it out yet, so I don't want to... I don't want to say I'm going to do it kind of thing. The Fuji says, hey Justin, what's your ideal aquarium canister media setup for the bottom to the top? Thanks, bro. Well, it depends on the canister filter, but basically you use coarse sponge, finer sponge, and then you go from that to your biological media to essentially polyester filling that you would use to like stuff a pillow or something with. That works really good at polishing off the water, but you do have to clean it out very much. Damn, walk away and not inform us on the situation. Vinegar is really good at removing that. Yes, it is. Do you have Monte Carlo and Stargrass on the website? So I don't have any Stargrass because all mine died, and I don't have Monte Carlo because I sold all out. So I have none of that available right now. The next plant here is Mint Charlie, and it does smell like mint. So it's actually a really cool plant. This is another one that we made available on the website, and that's immerse grown if you want it. Something tells me this is not going to work. I'm going to need to add more sand for this one. Come on. Okay. No, I don't want you too close to there. Okay. So the idea is what you guys are looking at right now, that's the front, and back here by me is the back, so. Elizabeth says, would you give a shout out to my son, John Bear? He's learning a lot from your YouTube. Well, what's going on, John Bear? There you go. There's your shout out. Does Alternia Renaki need CO2? I'm looking for a reddish pinkish color plant that doesn't require CO2. I have highlight, by the way. So no, AR or AR Mini does not need highlight or CO2. They're typically a low light plant, low to medium light, so they'll do fine. Another option is Ludwigia reds, like SP red, dark red. Any of the Ludwigias will pretty much be alright. What's the lighting plan? So this is just going to get window light. It should be fine. These are a lot of low light plants here that I'm using, so I think it'll be good. The last plant that I'm going to be using here is Ludwigia dark red, and the reason being is I have a light green or yellowish type plant here. I'm going to have two other green plants, and now this is a more of a red plant that I want to just give a nice background look to. So hopefully it looks good here and grows well immersed and stays relatively red, which it should, I would think, but who knows once it gets immersed. I haven't really grown too many plants immersed to know, so. Where do you get aquascaping tools? Need some tweezers and scissors. Well, I mean, I got a bunch from all different places. I've actually been ordering them from different suppliers to test them out because I want to sell them, but I want to make sure that they're quality because a lot of the ones available on the market aren't quality. While they do cost more for quality ones, it's worth it because I got a pair from Amazon and they broke within a month, so no good. let's see. Octonation is talking on Instagram. Can you give a shout out to Warren because he loves you and your shiny hair? What's up, Warren? Octonation is my boy. Where do I buy that tool you're using? The tweezers, you could, I mean, these tweezers, I forgot where I got these tweezers from. I think these tweezers actually came from somebody that I bought a tank off of. They're really big. These are nice sized tweezers. Probably these are relatively expensive because of how big they are and they're decent quality. But other ones you can find on Amazon, but they'll, you know, you just gotta, if you do get tools off Amazon, make sure you dry them off after every use. Don't leave them wet. Will asks if there's any heating to this. So what I do is I have a tiny heater here where I'm gonna hide it right here in the back because you're not gonna be able to see it back here. And then I also have a small little sponge filter that I gotta go get the sponge from. It's cycling in another tank at the moment, so I'm gonna go grab that and put it back on there. Will I ever be a mod? Nope. Just got on a hang on back breeder box. I'm so excited because I never have anything too exciting other than bubbles and plants in my tank. Nice. Rory says, "What's up? What's a unique plant that's a WoW plant, high tech?" Like a plant that I have in stock, or just a plant in general? Because, yeah. Austin says, "Justin, what should you call your fan base? The the H2O planters?" Well, the kind of following around H2O plants is called the H2O army. So I need those size tweezers for my eyebrows. When do the codes start? They start Friday morning at 12:01 a.m. No fish in that bowl, I'm assuming. No, there won't be any fish in this because this is probably less than a gallon of water. If I did do anything, maybe like a nano fish, like an endler can go in here. Probably maybe a beta. I mean, it's very small, so it's not ideal for a beta. A beta could fit in this, but right now I have no intentions of putting anything in it. It's primarily just to be a planter. That's all I want to do is I want to grow nice plants out of the top and see what happens. So hopefully they do well. J-Ram asks, "How's the wife doing?" She's doing well. Thank you for asking. Austin asks, "What's up with the $1,500 Sirio stone?" It's art, bro. It's art. It's actually a joke. Somebody got so bent out of shape, though, about that, and they wrote me a message, and they were like, "I think it's ridiculous that you're selling an AQUASCAPE for $1,500 on your website when it's for a 2-gallon tank." I'm like, bro, it's art. It's art. What do you want from me? Meanwhile, I don't expect anybody to buy it, and if anybody did buy it, I'd immediately refund them their money and be like, no, I'm not going to charge you $1,500. If you really want it, just give me $100 for it. Because it's actually, that stone is actually 15 pounds by itself. That's how big it is. So while it fits in that 2-gallon tank, it's 15 pounds. It's big. So, does the heater touching the sand have any effect on the heating the bowl up? Well, actually, what's nice about this heater here is there's this little rubber piece here that kind of doesn't make it so it has to sit all the way in the sand. It kind of just rests on it, and that's pretty much it. 12 a.m. What time zone? Eastern time. Add snails. I could add a snail. I could add Malaysian trumpet snails. I actually might do rabbit snails. Flip Aquatics has some that I might buy from them. TMK in the house on Instagram. What's up, TMK? Put in some shrimp, maybe. I love that stone, though. If you want the stone, we're selling it. I think it was like $120 originally. So if you're looking for that specific escape, that's $1,500. Let me know and I'll drop the price. It was more of just a joke because it's 2 stones, and I was like, you know what, this would be funny. Let me make it $1,500. I should have made a 10K and really piss off the guy. I'm late, sorry. Is it all sand substrate? It is all sand substrate. The plants should do fine in them. While sand is not ideal substrate, it's not the most important thing. The most important thing is lighting. As long as you have enough light to light the setup, you're good. But yeah, so this is just sand substrate. If everything does well in here, I'll probably add root tabs eventually, but for right now I'm just going to leave it be and see what happens. I don't know how well this is going to work. This is my first attempt to really do something like this, so we'll see. Justin, my MTS from you are getting huge. That is when I can see them. That's awesome, Dave. I'm glad to hear that they're getting big and that they're doing well for you. You'll see that that they do get big. I have some that are probably about 2 inches big. They'll get rather large, but you'll very rarely see them. Where'd you get that sponge filter? Do you carry or going to carry mosses like mini Pelia? Not sure if I spelt that right. So I have tons of mosses growing out, a bunch of rare stuff, a bunch of common stuff. I do have Xmas and Java moss commonly available. This month's plant pack is actually going to be moss, from what I'm gathering. And yeah, I got mosses. And the sponge filter I actually got from a local fish store that I went to in Long Island. We were looking for nano ones, and now my other local fish store has them. I forget the name. I do have the box somewhere. If you guys want to hold on a second, I'll find out what it's called. Is it over there? I think it's over there. Let me go look. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Yeah, here they are. They're an AquaTop CAF10. It was $3. Tiny little sponge filter, great for nano tanks. Obviously not good for like a huge tank. It says up to 10 gallons. I wouldn't use this for a 10 gallon, but like a 1 or 2 gallon bowl, this is perfect for. So, hey Justin, got some Italian valve from you a while back. Is it normal for it to stay low? There are a ton of runners, but the valve isn't really growing tall. Is it due to lighting being too bright? Yeah, so you probably have too strong of light, and what it's doing is it's allowing the plant to grow more compact. So if you can, either raise your light or maybe dim it slightly, and that'll encourage it to get taller. Because essentially, plants grow tall to reach the light, and when you have too much light, it doesn't need to grow as tall. So that's very possible. Why the filter and heater? Just because the room that this is going in is the back room, and the temperature fluctuates a lot in there. So this heater actually, I believe, keeps it at a constant 78 degrees, I think it is, or 76 degrees, something like that. So it doesn't have any adjustment, so it just is one temperature. But that way the plants don't get too cold and die or anything. And the filter is just to keep the water from going like stagnant and getting nasty, because that'll happen. And since I tend to neglect these vases and not really do the water changes that I'm supposed to do on them, it will make it so it doesn't get disgusting in there. So I'm running CO2 from a 20-pound tank for my main tank. I'm having some trouble getting the CO2 through the whole tank to be effective. Got a wave maker, but it just seems to make the fish swim more than anything else. Any ideas? Well, if you run your CO2, what I would do is I would put the wave maker lower in the tank, run your CO2 directly into the wave maker, and then have it push out through the mid of the tank. So December will be moss. Yes, as of right now, it should be moss. I will announce it though very shortly. I mean we're what, like a week and a half away from the deadline, so I do have to figure it out exactly. But as far as now, yes, it's gonna be moss. Moss is the boss. I know that's corny, but I love mosses. Mosses are great. Your thoughts on a filter for a 40 gallon? Thank you in advance. I like the Sun 304Bs. They're great. I'm having the same problem with my valves in my tank, only about 4 to 5 inches tall. I have a Phoenix Stingray on a 20 tall. That's probably not highlight, so that's strange. Maybe root tabs if you're using them. Might need more. Beta should never be in anything less than 5 gallon. Please remember that when you guys are making cold vases. Yeah, I know. That's why, like, you could put a beta in this, but you would have to do, like, constant water changes. It doesn't really have a lot of room to move around because of all the plants, so it's not ideal. I wouldn't put a beta in here. Maybe an Endler or two, because they're really small. They're fine in, like, a small environment like that. But, yeah, beta wouldn't be ideal for this. I do have a couple vases that a beta could be in. That's 4 to 5 gallons each, but this is maybe a half a gallon of water, if that. So, I want one. Can't wait for the moss. Nice. I love that stone. Yeah, got the message. Alright, so yeah, so this is pretty much it. We got the Ludwigi, the red Ludwigi in the back here. Hopefully it stays red, that's my idea. We got some Mint Charlie. This, I don't know if this is going to be alright. We'll see once I fill it up. I mean, it's almost at the top. It's a little short, so that's going to be tricky. This I want to grow this way. This I need to come more this way so it's not shadowing the golden. We'll see. The golden creeping Jenny may not last at all, but we'll find out. Hey, just I'm looking for a nice bushy background plant for my 75. Any suggestions? Getting CO2 sown, but I don't have it yet. Mid to high tech late. It really depends on the scape. What I would do is, I mean, you might probably want us like a stem plant. It's tricky. Ludwigias are good. You get like the red Ludwigia. Look really nice once it turns red. You could do Mint Charlie. Actually, this is a really bushy plant. Just continuously gets bushy here. The Creeping Jenny is another good one. Other than that, you could do like Ponjatons. Could be good, but preferred method to secure Java Fern, I would say super glue, and then after that fishing line. Someone told me there are some boosters that cannot grow underwater long term because they are not truly aquatics. Is that true? And if so, is dark green skeleton or Achilles bucephalangid a true aquatic? Justin, what's your favorite bucephalangid from anywhere? Well, so we got two questions about boost. So yes, some cases of bucephalangid are not completely aquatic. Well, they may grow in an aquarium, they'll eventually die back. And most boosts will do this, but some non-aquatic boosts will completely die out. But the other aquatic boosts, or the semi-aquatic boosts, really, as it should be, will come back. So yeah, it's just tricky to tell which ones are which. As far as the ones that you asked, Skeleton King and Achilles, I'm not 100% sure. I do know I've seen those more readily available, so my guess is yes, they're probably aquatic. But with that said, I would probably do a little research on each specific species before you do it. I would go onto the Facebook groups and ask, just specifically say, hey, has anyone grown Skeleton King and Achilles in a tank for more than a year, and see. Growing my Christmas moss I got from you in a glass cup with suction cups near the top of the water line like you suggested. It's doing great. Nice. Yeah, so that's the best way to grow moss, is at the top of the tank on either a ledge or some sort of contraption. It really grows great. I have a porch at my house. What would be the challenges of putting a small planted aquarium outside starting in the spring? I am in New York City. Well, as long as it's shaded, you'll be fine. If you're not going to run any light, you'll want partial light. So you'll want to put it close enough where it gets sunlight, but not somewhere it's going to get all day sunlight. Another trick is bugs. So you'll want to put in something that eats mosquitoes and other things that may breed in it. The algae, from sun can be a problem. And what else? Just keeping it at a constant temperature. If you do too small of an aquarium, the temperatures are going to fluctuate too much. It would really need to be a large volume of water to maintain a constant temperature. Sea-chem fluorite substrate or your liquid fertilizer? Well, I mean, they're two kind of different things. Substrate is good because it provides a medium for the plants to cling on to. If it's a plant media, it'll normally be able to absorb nutrients from the water column and keep them there for the plants to use. If it's sand, sand doesn't do that. Sand is completely inert and it's not porous, so nutrients don't get locked down there essentially for plants to use. So it really depends on it. But if you're just setting up a tank, do the substrate, and then like in 3 to 4 months, come back and get the liquid fertilizer. And you're welcome for the comment. No problem. I've got the green skeleton. It's fully aquatic. Apparently the black one is not. I don't have it though. Oh. Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm not sure. How many entries in the giveaway? Everyone sign up on Insta if you haven't already. Oh, actually that reminds me. We're giving away I don't know if I mentioned this. Did I mention it last week? We're giving away a Fluval Flex tank on our Instagram account. If you're not following us, go over there. Go to our picture that says H2O Plants Green Friday giveaway, and you can win yourself a Fluval Flex tank, which is actually the tank right there behind me. It's a 15-gallon. It comes with $100, or not $100. It comes with a hardscape package, and it comes with a $50 plant package. So, any aquascape, any tips on aquascape going on a 55-gallon? They're extremely difficult to aquascape because of their dimensions. I aquascape mine. I don't remember if I mentioned it in that video, the reason why they're tricky, but you may want to go back to that video and watch and see. One second. What's up, Freeman? How's it going? What's up, Gary? What's going on, buddy? Fish safe super glue. Just get super glue gel and it'll be fine. What's that? This is a planted vase that we just did on here. We gotta fill it up. I'm gonna take it upstairs and fill it up. I'm not gonna fill it up down here because I actually gotta bring it upstairs. But this is what it should look like. We'll post pictures and stuff up on the Instagram of it, so you'll see it in a bit. So no worries there. And Jake is saying I'm so hot that he'd smash. Thanks, Jake. I appreciate that. 55s are narrow. They're a pain in the butt. I actually really want to get rid of mine and get a 75-gallon because that extra 6 inches at the 75-gallon gives you a ton more space. So it's really good for aquascaping, or at least better than the 55 is. Okay. Which is your favorite between Anubis or Boost? I prefer Boost because it has a lot more color. So I like the really rare Anubis, so like Anubis Snow White, Anubis Pinto. I like the really small leafed Anubis, the Anubis Bonsai and stuff like that are really nice. So those are good, but Boost I too like because of the color. It's very colorful. I actually have several different kinds right now growing out, as well as the ones that are available up on the website that you guys can buy. So Brett's Beta says, are you gay? No, Brett, I actually have a wife who's pregnant upstairs. And you may say, oh, well, let's cover up. No, I assure you, that is not. What's your thoughts on Monte Carlo? I like it. I have it grown in the 55. It's doing quite well. You get your plants yet? I haven't gotten them, Gary. I send me the tracking number for the shipment so I could double check it. I don't know if maybe I missed it. Hopefully I didn't. What's up, David? How's it going? Ludwigi Arcuda are sold out. Yeah, unfortunately they are. I've been waiting for it to regrow. I nearly lost all of it. This isn't real? It's not real, it's fake. As somebody in the hobby has been claiming. She's not his beard. Wait, what? She's not his beard? What? I'm confused. Thoughts on Solili shrimp like Cardinia sp Denarelli? Have seen, kept them? No, I haven't had any experience with them, so I'm not 100% sure. Is it common for moss to have some dieback in its first week? Occasionally moss will transition in tanks and you'll get some browning, but it should come back. Typically moss will grow back. Even if it turns brown, it'll still come back. As long as it was submerged grown initially. If it's immersed grown, it doesn't really come back too well. Hey man, I'm a new sub. Love your plans. Well, thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. And I guess, speaking of which, if you're watching this, hit the subscribe button. Join the H2O army. How do you carpet Monte Carlo? Pretty much just plant it out and let it do its thing. It's going to need medium to high light typically. it doesn't need crazy amounts of CO2 from what other people say. I mean, I have it growing with CO2 and it's kind of being slow for me, but you know, it's all depends. You means your wife is fake, but your beard is real. My beard is very real. It's very, very real. Got a shipment and just want to say thanks so much. Everything came in great. Can't wait to write some awesome reviews. Thank you, RKP. I really appreciate it. I'm glad everything came in well. Fake vase, fake plants. That's right. Did you find anything more about the swords? Still soaking mine. So for those that were not aware or subscribed to the plant pack, I'm gonna touch on it a bit here towards the end and just kind of I guess explain the dangers of what can potentially happen in the planted aquarium hobby. So I'm not sure what happened, but out of 100 of the plant packs that we shipped out, I think it was 6 to 8 people had issues where the plants actually killed shrimp and 2 people lost fish. Very strange. Okay, if it was just shrimp, I would understand. Okay, they're sensitive. Maybe there was like an insecticide or a pesticide on the plants that came in that just for some reason didn't dilute in water, and just wound up killing off shrimp. But for fish to die, it's really alarming because I'm not sure what it was. So basically, what happened is, with this month's plant pack, because I wanted to get a certain plants, basically they came in directly from my supplier's distributor. Then the supplier sent them to me, and because they arrived the very day, like the day before the plant packs were going out, I didn't have any time to stick them in my tanks to kind of unpack them and do anything, so they wound up getting shipped out. So people cleaned their plants, right? So they took them out of the rock wool, they cleaned their plants, and they still had these plants killing the shrimp. So I have no idea what it could be. My best guess, a couple of people, 2 people in particular, wrote in and showed me pictures that there was like an oily substance that was coming off one of the plants, and that it was like forming an oil slick at the top. So I don't know if it was like a contaminant, because the way the plants come is they come in like a bag of 5 plants in like a sealed baggie. The only thing that I can think of is somehow some sort of chemical got onto 2 packages, because there was only, out of all the plants, there was only 8 people affected. So like, it's great that only those 8 people were affected. It should have never happened by any means. Like it's like really unacceptable, to the point where like I've now gone like really hard at my supplier, like this is unacceptable. You know, for whatever the case is, this should have never happened. But at least it was only 8 cases, right? It wasn't all of them. It could have been all of them, and a bunch of people could have lost fish and shrimp. I'm glad it was only isolated to a select few. It still sucks nonetheless, and I'm working to get those people replacements of shrimp the best I can. Maybe working with Flip Aquatics here to try and do that. I'm just waiting for people to send me back emails on exactly what they lost, so that way I can give him a full list and figure out. And so somehow it killed shrimp. I don't know what it was. We still don't know what it was. The only thing that I'm going to be doing in the future is the supplier, if I do order from the same supplier again, they're going to be holding the plants for at least 2 weeks before they send them to me. And I will be holding the plants in my tanks for at least a few days. And then so I don't know what caused it. Essentially, it's a very weird, unfortunate thing, but that's just like what happens in the fish keeping hobby. You would think that plants would be safe, you know, entirely, but you always run a chance. A lot of aquatic nurseries use pesticides and insecticides, but typically they aren't like destructive to these things. So but yeah, it's just, you know, it sucks. It's a shitty situation, but we're trying to do the best. I mean, it's gonna cost me more than what the plant pack costs to send out to replace all these people's shrimp, but you know, you gotta do the right thing. So It sucks. We got 25 seconds left on Instagram here, and I'm gonna start it back up here shortly. But somebody says look out for scammers, that they want free stuff. See, when it was the first person that sent the email, I was a little suspicious because I'm like, that makes no sense. They said they rinsed it, they said they removed the rock wool, and they still had shrimp die off. But then actually a friend of mine who gets the plant pack, because they have a social media account that helps promote my products, told me, no, hey, I lost shrimp too. And I'm like, wait, you know, like, now I know it's not just some guy saying that he lost shrimp, or that maybe that person didn't do their due diligence in doing the plants. Maybe they bleached them and they left bleach on them and they put them in their shrimp tank and their shrimp died. So, you know, there's all these factors, but once a second person, it's like, okay, hold on, no, wait, there's a problem here, because now there's two instances. I know people aren't bullshitting me now because it's the same exact thing. I put the plants in, my shrimp died out. So then I wrote everybody who got the plant pack an email immediately. Sterilize and quarantine the plants. Don't put them in with shrimp. Don't put them in with fish, because I don't know what is going on with them. And that's essentially what we did. And, you know, now we're trying to just make it right for those that were affected. And it just sucks. It's a horrible situation. I don't blame those that are angry. I would be extremely angry myself if it was me. You know, and unfortunately, there's not much that I could do, because even if I did, let's just say that everything did go right and the supplier held the plants for a week, the plants came to me, I held them for a week, there is no way of me knowing that those plants were tainted, because I can't keep shrimp. Every time I have shrimp, they die. So even if I had a tank with shrimp and I put them in there, I wouldn't have known.
Your time is up.
I got 5 more minutes.
Your time is up.
What do you got for me?
It's Thanksgiving Eve. Try my rice pudding. See if you like it.
I don't like rice pudding.
Then you know what? Fuck you.
No, give me. Let's go.
Then give it back.
No, it's good.
Come on.
What's for dinner?
You stopping this and helping me with the Thanksgiving feast, so we have to do it for tomorrow.
That's good.
That's what's the thing too. Let's go. Wrap it up.
Yeah. I heard about the problem. I never knew that could happen. I didn't know you had to clean plants. So typically you don't have to clean plants. This is the first time I've ever had anything to do, like any problem like this ever happen. It's very strange, very unique. I really don't know. I'm at a loss. I don't know what it could be. So it really sucks, you know. The fact that I don't know what it is sucks, because now it's like a what if situation in the future. Like, now I have to be really, really, like, focused on when I get plants in, like, make sure that there isn't anything. Like, now do I put shrimp in these tanks, stop dosing as much fertilizer that I dose to grow them, and hopefully I'll know what, you know, if there's a substance that is killing shrimp in them beforehand. Like, it's like an impossible situation. It sucks, you know. But it just goes to show, like, you should, you know, either quarantine or rinse plants before you put them in your tank, just in case. Especially with shrimp. Fish, and this is the big thing, fish died. So 2 people lost fish, and that is just like, I don't even know. Dave says, good work on the last video. Second half was good with the music. Thank you. I appreciate it. She'll come back with the chunkla. That she will. I will. I'll go help her. We got about 5 more minutes. So yeah, it sucks, you know, and I apologize if anybody out there is watching this and they were one of the ones affected. I truly mean that. I apologize for it happening. It's like, there's no way though for me to know in advance. Absolutely no way. I've never had that happen before, and yeah, I don't have, like, it's not like I have shrimp in these tanks that if I put the plants in there and saw them die off, I would have been like, oh, wait, there's a problem. I can't keep shrimp, because when I dose fertilizer, I overdose, and that won't harm shrimp from plant going from tank to tank, but it will harm the shrimp inside the tank, so. 5 more minutes, I heard that before. Yeah, Octo Nation. I'll give you 5 more minutes. So yeah, we're working on to make it right. How long on average does it take for immersed crypts to transition to submerged? It could take a couple weeks. Oh, okay. I'll give you 5 minutes, Octonation. We should well, I can't right now because I gotta go help her, but we should do a dual stream. Get you in here. So yeah, guys, that's about it. Leave on a sad note, but if, assuming I have enough time, I should have enough time. This weekend's video, we're gonna be doing a planting of the giant structure tank that's sitting in my living room. So I want some rare plants since I didn't order the last time. Have anything rare right now? I mean, I got a couple stem plants. When is King of DIY Conrad coming out? What do you mean? What are those carpet plants that look like cloves? Dwarf four-leaf clover. Do you use plant fertilizer for your beard? I do. I rub it in. I use Thrive, actually. Are you going to fill the vase? I am, upstairs. I don't want to fill it down here because then I got to lug it upstairs. I'm just going to fill it up upstairs when I get up there. Dave says, good work. Thank you. Tammy, I do not ship to Canada, but if you are in Canada, look up Lizzie's Fishies on Instagram. She lives in Canada and can help you out. Alright, guys. Have a very safe and happy Thanksgiving. Don't get trampled by Black Friday shopping if you go Black Friday shopping. Just do all your shopping online. It's so much easier. Don't forget the sale. Check out the immersed plants that we set up here today on the website. You can buy them now. Do you have any Rotella SP any going to be in stock soon? It may be in stock in like 2 weeks. I'm still waiting for it to grow out a bit more. Alright, guys. I will see you on, well, Sunday with the video, assuming that I can get it edited in the next 4 days. And I will see you on next Wednesday for another live stream. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, do all that good stuff, share with your friends. I don't know. Enjoy your turkey. So, later, guys.